Hello, welcome back, readers. Today we are going to be continuing the Tale of Despereaux by Kate DiCamillo, and we are on chapter 32. And I'm going to record it with myself reading because when I use the Elmo, sometimes it doesn't have enough space to record. So we're going to read chapter 32, Beware of the Rats. The candlelight on Midge's tray revealed Gregory limping toward her, the thick rope tied around his ankle, his hands outstretched. You, Gregory presumes, have brought food for the jailer. Oh, said Meg. She took a step backwards. Give it here, said Gregory, and he took the tray from Midge and sat down on an overturned kettle that had rolled free from the tower. He balanced the tray on his knees and stared at the covered plate. Gregory assumes that today, again, there is no soup. Eh, said Meg. Soup, shouted Gregory. Illegal, shouted Midge. Back. Most foolish, muttered Gregory, as he lifted the cover of the plate. Too foolish to be born. A world without soup. He picked up a drumstick and put the whole of it in his mouth and chewed and swallowed. Here, said Midge, staring hard at him. You forgot the bones. Not forgotten, chewed. Grrr, said Midge, staring at Gregory with respect. You eats the bones? You are most ferocious. Gregory ate another piece of chicken, a wing, bones and all, and then another. Midge watched him admiringly. Some day, she said, moved suddenly to tell this man her deepest wish. I will be a princess. At this pronouncement, Chiaruscuro, who was still at Midge's side, did a small, deliberate jig of joy in the light of one of the candles. His dancing shadow was large and fearsome indeed. Gregory sees you, Gregory said to the rat's shadow. Riscuro ceased his dance. He moved to hide beneath Midge's skirts. Eh? Shouted Midge. What's that? Nothing, said Gregory. So you aim to be a princess. Well, everyone has a foolish dream. Gregory, for instance, dreams of a world where soup is legal, and that rat, Gregory is sure, has some foolish dream too. If only you knew, whispered Riscuro. If only you knew. Mwahahaha. What? Shouted Midge. Gregory said nothing more. Instead, he reached into his pocket and then held his napkin up to his face and sneezed into it. Achoo! Once. Achoo! Twice. Achoo! 3 times. Bless you, shouted Midge. Bless you, bless you. Back to the world of light, Gregory whispered, and then he balled the napkin up and placed it on the tray. Gregory is done, he said, and he held the tray out to Midge. Done, are ya? Then the tray goes back upstairs. Cook says it must. You take the tray to the deep downs, you wait for the old man to eat, and then you bring the tray back. That's my instructions. Did they instruct you, too, to beware of rats? The what? The rats. What about 'em? Beware of them, shouted Gregory. Right, said Midge. Beware the rats. Riscuro, hidden beneath Midge's skirts, rubbed his front paws together. Warn her all you like, old man, he whispered. My hour has arrived. The time is now, and your rope must break. No nibbling this time. Rather a serious chew will break it in two. Yes, it is all coming clear. Revenge is at hand. Dun, dun, dun. So, remember when we went back in time to hear Midge's story, it took all that time for her to now catch up to where our story began, which is down in the dungeon with Riscuro in the dungeon with Gregory, and someone is hiding in that napkin. And I think it might be the baby mouse, Despereaux. So we'll read the next chapter to see what happens, but for today, that was the end of chapter 32.